All right. So earlier I mentioned if we have something different in the denominator, but I don't have an example. So let's make up one. Let's say we have the square root of c over 27. Because 27 is what? Well, that's 9 times 3. Well, we can take the square root of 9, that's 3, but the square root of 3 is still square root of 3, and we need to get rid of that in the denominator. So let's rewrite this. So that's c over, and then we have, again, we're going to rewrite this completely. So that's the square root of c over the square root of 9, and then square root of 3. So we're going from this to kind of simplify it to see how we need to rationalize the denominator. So square root of 9, that's going to go away. So we have a square root of 3 here. So what we need to do is we have to multiply by the square root of 3 over the square root of 3. And so when we do that, we're going to get what? Well, in the numerator, it's going to be the square root of 3c. The denominator is going to be the square root of 9 times the square root of 9. And so that's going to give us the square root of 3c over 9. And that would be our answer. Now here again, the key is we have to think about what is 27. Well, that's 9 times 3. And so if we break that apart, we have this. And this is just 3 square root of 3. So to get rid of the radicals in the denominator, we have to multiply by the square root of 3 over the square root of 3. And when we do that, we end up with a 9 on the denominator and the square root of 3c, the whole thing, in the numerator. All right, now let's get back to the normal stuff here. Here we have to rationalize. So again, we're going to multiply by the square root of 67 plus 8 and the square root of 67 plus 8. So when we do that, that'll give us 67. The middle term and the outer term are going to cancel, and then we have this outer term is going to get rid of all the radicals. So multiplying here, what we have is we're going to have on the numerator, we're going to have, let's just write it all out, 67 square root of 67, because we're going to, FOIL this. And then we'll have plus 8 square root of 67. Then we'll have plus 8 square root of 67. And then we'll have plus 8 times 8, so that's just 64. So I'll just leave that one by itself because it's easy to multiply. Now, the denominator, well, that's going to be 67 times 67, so that's going to be square root of 67 times the square root of 67. Then this is going to be minus that, this is going to be plus that, so that's gone, and then we have minus 64. All right, so now let's simplify some here. So what we have here, this times this, that's just going to be 67. This 8 and 8 is going to be plus 16 square root of 67, then plus 64 all over. Now that's going to be 67 minus 64. So here we have 67 plus 64, so that's going to be 12, 131 it looks like. And then plus 16 square root of 67 all over 3. Okay. So again, you don't always have to write out everything you need to do. As long as you can see what you're doing, you've probably gone, straight from here to here, and then from there you could simplify from here. But and to show you how it's done, this is kind of how you would FOIL it out, because a lot of people miss those middle terms. And so the key here is when you take that one and that one, you have a minus 8 squared root of 67. Here you have plus 8 squared root of 67. So those cancel. And so those terms are gone. So I didn't write them down here because I knew they were gone. Okay. So that would be our solution to this one. Now, how about this one? All right, so assume all variables represent positive numbers and the denominator is not 0. All right, so what we need to do is we need to get rid of square roots. So let's multiply by, and we're just say the square root of x minus the square root of y. And if we do it down there, that's a minus. We do it up here as well. All right, so if we go ahead and FOIL, we're going to have square root of x times the square root of x. So that's going to be on the denominator. So we have square root of x. And then we're going to have this times this and this times this. And we did this on purpose because that's going to be plus a square root of xy. This is going to be minus the square root of xy. So those are gone. And then we have minus the square root of y times the square root of y. Okay. Now what about the numerator? Here we have square root of x times the square root of x. Okay. And then we have this times this and this times this. So then we have a minus square root of xy. I'm just going to put it under one thing. And then minus the square root of xy. And then we have minus times the minus. So then that's going to be a plus square root of y times the square root of y. All right. Square root of x times the square root of x is just going to be x. This and this added together, those are like radicals. So we're going to have a minus 2 square root of xy. And then that's just going to be plus y all over. And that's just going to be x. That's just going to be y. So we just have x minus y. Now there's no radicals left in the denominator, so we've rationalized that denominator. We still have it in the numerator, which we expect, and so that would be our final answer in this case. Okay. So again, it's a matter of remembering how to FOIL and then a matter of simplifying radicals that you've multiplied together. All right, let's pause there.